You don't want to be bald-headed. Like, come on, you promoting hair growth while you having a protective style. What is up, guys? In this video I'm going to be talking about how I like to maintain my yarn locks and how I like to keep my scalp moisturized, because let me tell you, not only you want to keep your scalp happy, but you need to keep the ancestors happy with you, okay? You hear me? First things first, I'm not a hair specialist. I am not a hair stylist. I am not a hair guru. I am not a professional. So what works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. With having yarn locks, you want to keep in mind and always remember that maintaining moisture is basically your #1 goal. One tip that always helps me is that I always make sure that my hair is heavily saturated with whatever products that I'm using right before the installation of the yarn. So I'm very heavy-handed with the products that I use, especially when it comes down to installing the yarn, because it's yarn. I had my locks for 3 weeks, going on 4 now, and I mean, I can probably go a little longer, but I don't want to do that. It's time for me to take them out. I always use the same products that I use on my natural hair for my yarn lock. I do not switch anything. I don't make any changes, any adjustments. The only adjustment I might make is, so I have black, and then I have like this one section right here is just brown. Depending on the color that I'm using, I might switch my oil or whatever I'm using to moisturize my scalp. So I remember I used white up here. The color of the oil that I was using was staining my yarn. Y'all, please forgive me because I'm up here looking rough and my hair, like my sides aren't done, and like my hairline isn't exactly how I want it to be. But so I moisturize my hair every single day. I usually use a spray bottle, but if I don't have a spray bottle, if I'm sitting by a sink, I will run the water, I will wet my fingers, and I will go through my scalp. If I'm sitting down or something like that, I will probably just get like a bowl of water and like dip my fingers in it like that, and then do that if I don't have a spray bottle. I also like to actually wet the actual locks. I don't soak them, I just, you know, wet my hands and just run it through like that. I just, you know, run it through. Make sure that it's coated in some water, you know, that it's a little damp, not extremely, not to the point where it's heavy or anything or changes the weight, but just, you know, just to get some moisture in there. After that, I usually like to go in with my leave-in conditioner. The leave-in that I'm using right now is the Fantasia Pure Tea Instant Oil Moisturizing Hair Lotion. So it's a hair lotion, but I'm using it as a leave-in conditioner. So I like to use a small amount, right? I like to use a small amount, and like I just rub it in my hands and then I rub it in my hair. So usually I take this ponytail out because I have a ponytail right now. I usually take this out when I'm, you know, I do this right before I leave for wherever I go out, and I just rub it through my hair like that. So so I do this process after I put the water, after I wet it, because sometimes when I'm sleeping I like to hold it up, and by the time I wake up it might be a little curly, or it might be like just a little bent in that shape that I had it in before. In order for me to get that full drop, I like to wet my hair. So then I'll go in with my hair lotion or my leave-in, because sometimes I will use a different leave-in. And then after that, if I don't have hair oil on me, I use my shea butter. I would just take a scoop of that and I melt it in a bowl in the microwave, and then I dip my fingers in it, and then I just scrub it through. Just scrub it through and just make sure I hit all the spots. I do have an oil right now. I'm using my African Healing Oil. It's Batilia something. I don't want to butcher the last name, you know, and have y'all comment for me. But yes, I like to use this. I don't have any more. It's supposed to be red, but it's like an orange. I don't know if you can tell. It's like an orange yellowish. But that's only because I mixed it with this mango lime lock oil that I have. I legit just go through my scalp like that. Somebody just messaged me like, I am recording. And just make sure, you know, I hit all the spots. And then I like to just massage it in. I take my time, I massage it in. Sometimes I do this at night, but usually I just only do it in the morning. I swear, keeping your hair moisturized and your scalp moisturized while it's in these yarn locks is the key. You don't want to be bald-headed. Like, come on, you promoting hair growth while you having a protective style? Unless you actually do want to be bald-headed, and then this video isn't for you. Yeah. So I do take the oil through the length of the yarn locks as well. Also, I don't have it with me right now in the location that I'm at, but y'all know the blue magic that I like to use. So I'll take the blue magic, I'll take some of that and I'll put it in my hand, and sometimes I'll mix it with the oil and then rub it in my hands, and then I will rub it through the length of the yarn lock. So I do that as well. A lot of the times there's no specific reason why I use the oils that I use. They just work well with my scalp. They, you know, they help with the dandruff or whatever and the dry scalp. Also they smell really good, so that's my favorite part. As long as the oil smells good, I love it. I do not keep this hairstyle in for months and months at a time. I know some people do. I've seen some videos on YouTube about it, but I typically don't. The reason for that is because I like to switch it up a lot, and I'm kind of indecisive, but I like to switch my hair up a lot. And also sometimes when I'm going to like a certain event or a certain location or something's happening, maybe I might want to switch my hair and have a different hairstyle for that. Over the time of me having my yarn lock, I don't wash my hair. So I know there was a few videos I came across. I see some people do wash their yarn locks, and I'm just like, why? Like I understand why, you know, to keep the scalp clean. I get it. And I wish I could do that, you know, because if you're not really washing your hair like that and you're always oiling your scalp and stuff like that, you're gonna have buildup. Buildup is going to happen. The buildup is like usually like right here, like right where the yarn starts at. Like products will build up right there. To get rid of that buildup, I like to wet my fingers and I'll go through it like this. I'll rub it, or like, and then I'll put like an oil and I'll rub it right there in that same spot to like, the water is to like break up that buildup, and then the, you know, the oil adds the shine. So to mask it for that day, I am good. I will be good for the day. By the time I come back, then, you know, time to redo the same thing the next day. Back to people washing their yarn locks. I don't know why people do that. Like, for me, it doesn't work for me. I've tried to wash my locks one time and it was a disaster. My hair was wet for like a good 3 days. They say don't air dry it. Okay, I didn't air dry it. I made sure I thoroughly squeezed my hair out. I went under a hooded dryer and my hair still took so long to dry. It took about 3-4 days for my hair to dry. I don't know if it was just me or what, but it didn't work for me. It honestly didn't work for me, y'all. And I don't know how people do it. They be like, yeah, just do a hooded dryer and blah, 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 blah. And no, it didn't work. You're at risk of mildew and mold and stuff like that when the yarn is wet for too long, and never again. And then also it started slipping even more than usual, because sometimes you get a little slippage, but it started slipping even more, and I'm just like, I don't have time for this. Nobody made a video about this. Nobody said nothing about this. They're like, yeah, just get an applicator bottle and, you know, dilute your products with water and, you know, go through the spaces and blah, 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 and then rinse your hair out. I did all that. That did not work. That was the worst decision. Don't do that. If you're like me, don't do that. It was the worst decision. Like, no. No. But there was this one girl who said that she washes her hair like right after she does them. And I'm just like, you wash your hair right after you do them? Wow. And it was to, you know, to get the movement and the flow. Like mine move. Like that's the reason of me wetting them. Like I wet them, but I don't soak them. I just, you know, run my hands over them to like loosen them up a little bit. But she actually does like a wash. Like I'm just like, wow. More power to you. Because first of all, her lock, they looked really good. They did not look bad at all. There was nothing wrong with her lock. It looked really good. And it was a few weeks in when she recorded this video, but hers looked really good, and kudos, because I don't know how she did it. Hers were a little bit shorter than mine, so maybe that's what it was, but I don't know. I just ain't got washing my hair in locks is not for me. That's not for everybody, y'all. Be careful with that. You guys, let me know in the comments down below what type of products that you like to use when you have any type of extensions in your hair. Do you switch up your products or do you keep the same products? Also, let me know in the comments down below, do you like to wash your hair while you have extensions? How does that work? I'm curious. Whether if it's hair or yarn, like do you wash your hair, and when is the washing point? Like how does that go? Because I just assume assume that if you wash your hair while you have extensions, it just causes a whole bunch of frizz. And you know, frizz isn't always bad, but you know, for yarn, my main concern is just the water. It's just, you know, keeping it wet and stuff, and the slippage. Also, let me know down in the comments below any other questions that you have about my yarn locks, or what you would like to see me do a video on regarding my yarn lock. I am about to take them out, but you know, I thought, why not just sit here and record for you guys and answer some questions that, you know, I get on a daily basis, whether it's, you know, through social media or just walking down the block. I do get a lot of questions because yarn locks are definitely a conversation starter, definitely, because it's different. But yes, let me know in the comments down below any other questions or anything about the locks. Always remember to be yourself, for yourself, and nobody else. I'll catch you on the next video.